I said, sit down. Give yourself a command. Sit down 1 hour. Only think about what you want and the things that you will do on purpose from here forward. And every day, 1 hour, you will do that. Once you figure it out what it is that you desire, you're going to work towards that in that hour every day from that day forward and only work on the action processes. You sit down for 30 minutes. Am I doing what I said I was going to do? Check yourself every day. Dedicate 1 hour to only thinking and then 1 hour to doing. 1 hour to only thinking forward and backwards. Think about the day before, what you did, what you didn't do. Was I doing things on purpose for that 1 hour? And then move forward again in that hour and do this every day. You could set the thinking processes at night for the day before, for the day in advance. The 1 hour during the day, check yourself. For that 1 hour, all you're going to do is work on, do the thing on purpose to a definite end till you accomplish that goal. What are you going to develop?
How to control your mind.
Yep. And then how to acquire the thing you set out to do. And how to follow through and give yourself a command and do it for that whole hour. You're going to start to
Well, you're also rewriting the programming that you have, that box that you go to that's your automatic. So once you repeatedly do that on a constant basis, it starts to rewrite your automatic.
And that becomes a new habit of what? Of advanced decision making, of advanced thinking, of seeking to do things on purpose, of an enlarging your consciousness. Ooh. Who would you be in a year? You may take over 2 hours of your life. Imagine that. Imagine really consciously thinking to a definite end for 1 hour a day. You develop that habit of behavior, you'll turn it into 2. You develop that habit of behavior, you turn it into 3 hours a day. You develop that habit of behavior every 3 months, taking on a new hour. Before long, you're creating your day. You're creating every hour, consciously on purpose to a definite end. What would change?
Everything will change because you're doing everything to a purpose.
Yeah. Before you know it, your whole life, every hour of the day is fulfillment of what? The enlargement of your consciousness will begin to express itself in your world. All things shall be added unto you. What? The new images that you selected because you chose to do it on purpose. Who are you going to learn? Who are you going to learn about? About you. All things will be added unto you. What would it be? Elevate your mind and you will multiply your life. Start with an hour. Whenever I first started talking about this, who was having trouble selecting images or thinking, I don't know what to do on purpose? You'll never know. You never choose to do what I'm asking you to do. You'll never find out. You'll never find out who you really are. And what you're truly capable of. That kingdom of heaven that we're talking about is your what? Consciousness. The essence of who you are. And the seed that you decide to pluck will be the fruits. You'll begin to see them taking form. Unbeknownst to you, there was a thinking stuff. You've never really practiced it. Anybody have any thoughts or takeaways what I'm talking about?
When you, to me, like when you start to do things in that way, you'll start to understand the power that you really have within and how you really can manifest that for yourself. It's not looking outside of yourself or outside to see somebody else can do it for you. You're going to realize the power is within you.
And that it was always in you. But as well, it was always up
and
to you.
It'll only get easier and easier as well.
Yep. That means the power was always within. You were without. Why were you without that power? You were never
I
taught to
see
go
that
within.
a lot of people, it's a matter of the lack of understanding. It's just a matter of educating yourself and attaining that knowledge to understand how to do it for yourself.
Yep. Who took themselves out of the kingdom? Very few enter the kingdom of creation. What is it? Creative imagination. Very few will enter the kingdom of heaven. What is it? It's thought. The only thing a man is mind. All he is imagination. Rarely did he go back in to choose and select. Go look around. Everything that you see was made by human. Did anybody tell you couldn't go there? Did anybody stop you from entering the kingdom of creative imagination? Your ability to select whatever images that you desire. And that creative force works with each and every one of you. You will never understand a thing until you do it. When can the center of one's own being be other than in himself? We can see that all which pertains to a man is in ourselves. There's an energizing effect. We rarely use that energizing effect. We rarely do things on purpose. And rarely do we stay focused to a definite end. But yet, everything that was potentially here was always within reach. I took a pen and I began to what? To draw my painting. But before this, I had to dream. In all things, there's an energizing effect. Where can the center of one's own being be other than in himself? We can never get away from ourselves. We're going to go into 5-7 minutes of faith. If you guys would take notes. Zach, is that running through? Do I need to reconnect it? I just unplugged it, plugged it back in, see if it does it. got it? For some name and for some reason. I think I got it.
Time and space. And as you send that thought energy out, it resonates with everything, or it mixes with everything that it resonates with, everything on that frequency. And as you impress it upon your subconscious mind, the subconscious mind, which is universal intelligence, literally begins to move it into form with and through you. It alters the vibration your physical body is in. So if the body had to be altered, if it was a health situation, the body will be altered. The body is like a dumb terminal. It'll only do what the mind tells it. All things are possible. So he said, faith is the ability to see the invisible, see in the screen of your mind what no one else can see. Believe in the incredible, that there's a power within you that operates in a very orderly way and will execute the idea. Has to. Then it moves it into form through the body, and the body acts on it. So you're sending your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. It's a three-step process, no question about it. 1, 2, 3. The thoughts, the feeling, and the thing. And it moves into form. Now that's really what we call faith. We're working from the upside down and from the inside out. You see, whatever you want, it's already here. We were told to ask and you'll receive it. In fact, it's written, before you speak, I'll hear you. That's because the thought always precedes the word. It doesn't take talking. It's all vibration. It's all imaging. In the beginning is the word, the image in the mind. So
Takeaways?
Buenos días, Abraham, y a todos. El poder trabaja de manera ordenada. Eso es lo que saqué.
The power works in an orderly way. What is the order?
El orden es la imagen y es la vibración, es la ley.
The image and then the vibration. When you get emotionally involved with an image and you get in the spirit of the image, what happens?
Empezamos a atraer las ideas, las personas, los recursos.
We begin to attract the things then. The mind is the perpetual transmutation of thought energy. When you don't select the ideas, there's already a selection of ideas that are already perpetually transmuting their ideas into form. I'm going to repeat that again. I want you to write this down. Really pay attention. Pay attention. The mind is the perpetual transmutation of thought energy. If you do not select the ideas that you are going to perpetually transmute, your arrangement and order is pre-selected. The old beliefs, the old inner talk, the old inner speech is the conditioned way of life. Because you are perpetually transmuting these. Where can the center of one man's being other than in himself? I said, sit down for an hour a day and do everything on purpose. You're going to sit down and you're going to think and you're going to give yourself a command. And you're going to sit down and you're going to begin to draw and write. And for this hour, all I'm going to do is to think and write on purpose to a definite. This will begin to work your mind in a way it really has never been worked before. Begin to think. And as you begin to think, to select ideas. And because you're being moved to select ideas, you will have to select. And if you find no real good selection, your mind has to go where? That means you're tapping and you're dipping your hand. You're dipping your consciousness into your subconscious mind. The filing cabinet will not have what you want. And if you do pick something out of your old filing cabinet, all you're going to go do is more of the same. This will take you into the creative imagination.